to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Well, let's see. Quite a mess floating around in here. What do we got? Bunch of stuff. Anyway, let's bust out of here. Make sure there is no creeper mornings today. One of those was more than enough. Okay. Let's see. We need that away, apparently. Okay. Let's get a move on. Onwards to the FarLands. Shut up, sheep. If you're not going to help, shut up. Okay, well. Anyway, proceeding onward this morning, let's see, what was it? My notepad file was scrolled. I hate it when that happens. Oh, wow. Sort of like a natural playpen or something. They're just kind of penned in. They stuck there. Okay. Anyway, here we are, the 313th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. And no, I'm not going to take the pumpkins. Because I don't particularly care for how they look. They're only useful in lighting when you're burying them in the ground or putting them under things, you know, like put them under carpet. Then they work okay. Anyway, let's see. The size of the world this afternoon, this morning, whatever, well, Minecraft morning, real world afternoon. How about that? Size of the world, 3,937.53 megabytes. That is only 62.47 until reaching the interim world size goal. Haha. Guess what's going to happen during next episode? Haha. Yep. Yeah. That is absolutely going to happen during the next episode, and looking forward to that. And that means that some talk and ideas and planning and whatnot needs to happen for the live stream of F3ness, which is going to happen sort of kind of on the soon side, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Definitely. Looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. Get to finally see what the old F3 number is and what kind of goodness that's going to reveal. And just generally trip around in Minecraft, continue the journey, and see what kind of cool stuff we can see. This is mighty cool. Frozen, as a matter of fact. But awesome as well, as a matter of fact. Thumbnail. Yeah. Unless I find a better one, but that one's pretty good. Speaking of cool as in cold and freezing, good night. Yesterday afternoon, I was busily doing stuff on my single-player world, getting ready to do something or other or what, and I looked up, you know, it's one of those things. I had sat down and opened up that world because I wanted to, and the quote is, do one thing real quick. 4 hours later, I looked up and saw out the window that it had started snowing. In March. Mid-March, and it was snowing. Ridiculous. What was even more ridiculous is I realized, hey, you know, if there's going to be this stuff going on, I really ought to get off my butt and go to the store and grab a few things just in case this turns into one of those things where things are really nasty and unpalatable for a day or two, because I don't fancy driving on slick roads or trying to navigate a frozen driveway and things like that. So I stop what I'm doing and I get my stuff together and I get out to the car and get going. And it's a good thing I went when I did, because visibility was dropping fast. It was a full-on snowstorm with these really big snowflakes that just kind of, you know, a few dozen of them render your windshield almost useless. And if your car's parked out in the open, as I noticed when I parked in the grocery store parking lot, then it will get covered with snow pretty doggone quickly, like. Yeah. But, and that's what that was all about. It was just a lot of cold, a lot of snow. I mean, it wasn't slicking up the roads just yet, but one of the reasons I got up and got moving quickly, because I also looked at the forecast when I saw all that snow. And the forecast called for sub-freezing temperatures, which, by the way, we did get. It went down to like 25. And knowing that, and knowing about the snow turning to slush and whatnot as it hits the roads, well, when it gets down below freezing, water-based things tend to freeze. And when slush freezes, the road pretty much, and the driveway, of course, become impassable. Kind of like parts of that mountain appear to be. Impassable, as in you're not getting by it. Well, I'm not going to try to go over it. Well, what's this? Almost looks like, well, obviously some kind of a cave-like thing, but I was thinking more like a hanger carved into the side of a mountain, or something like that. You know, something you might expect out of the X-Men or something. Only they put theirs under the basketball court. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I managed to get out, get to the store, and get home without incident. Driving slow enough to annoy other drivers, because when the roads get slick, I slow down. I wish everybody did. Some of these people are just cranking on with the high-speed driving as if the roads were dry. And this is why accidents happen. People drive on slick roads like they were dry. This is what you call a bad idea. And, oh boy. Not bad, but just sudden and very intense. And then today, from for as far as I could tell, most of it was gone. Although there is rain in the forecast tonight, and there is cold temperatures in the forecast, so we might get another helping. Who knows? Yeah. Not especially looking forward to that. I mean, my first reaction was like, March? Who do you think you are, January? Seriously. Totally ridiculous. You know, I think personally that I have had enough. I've had all I want of the march in like a lion thing. I would like to see less in like a lion and more out like a lamb. That's what I would like to see out of March. The other thing I would like to see out of March is me. As in being passed. Oh wow, look at this. Look at the awesomeness taking shape in front of us here. Okay. Let's get up on here. And let's be quick about it because it's getting dark. And thumbnail. And now let's do that overnight thing. Okay. Oh man, that's an epic set of mountains. Yeah, that's the new thumbnail. The other one was good, but this is better. Yeah, way better. And it looks like I can probably get through it too. Yeah. Can you imagine building a base up there, part of it in that mountain, part of it in this mountain, and some kind of like a bridge going across the top between them? That could be really seriously cool. That really would be cool. Oh, Minecraft, your terrain, your beta terrain is so awesome. Keep it coming. Oh, boy. Meanwhile, in other news, I have been, I would say, completing preparations to take my single-player Minecraft world into a more recent version. And at this point, I think there is a high probability that in the next episode, that world will have moved on from 1.7.10 to 1.8.9, where it will stay for a little while. Whoa. Let's not go down into the dark and dangerous pit of doom and just kind of head off over here. I don't want to delay things too long, but I figure what I'm going to do with the updating thing is do it in stages. The first stop is 1.8.9, and there's plenty to do there. For example, well, I have a villager breeder not far from my iron farm, and I will have to tear that down and redo it because villager mechanics changed somewhat. Now, instead of simply breeding because there's a certain number of them in an area where there's doors, now they have to be willing to breed, and there are certain mechanics that cause them to be willing. And of course, if you're going to breed them, you have to take advantage of you have to use those mechanics to make that happen. There are a number of designs that will do this, and that they work quite well, but I'm going to have to construct one of them in place of the thing that I have in there now. That won't be too awfully painful, I think, probably. And that's a minor deal. As far as the iron farming, of course, it will still continue to function. That design may not have worked had I built it in 1.8 point whatever, but since I didn't, I'm taking an existing one into that version. As from all that I've understood or read and whatnot about the subject, and from my own observations using backup copies of the world in that version, it will if it has been built and works, it will continue to function. What do we have here? Okay, it almost looked like some kind of a structure from down below, but no, it's just raw exposed stone. Okay. Anyway. And while in 1.8.9, I will be taking copies, backup copies, and exposing them to various versions of 1.9, and eventually moving onward to that, and so on. So that over the next, I don't know, month, maybe two, ish, that the world will finally get moved up into the, at the time, current official release. A state that it has not been in for a long time. It's been a long time since that world has been in the current release. Specifically, ever since 1.7.10 was released. Or, well, since 1.8 was released, because when it became the current version, I stayed behind. So, however long it's been since that happened. But, yeah. Moving forward, one release at a time, and a little bit with testing and whatnot, but definitely moving forward, because these things in the more recent versions that don't exist in my world at this point, I want them, and so it's going to happen. It also opens up a lot of possibilities in the realms of new content, because things like shulker boxes are going to involve some extended adventures in the end. Exploring the new end islands, locating and defeating shulkers, and finding these end cities, and somewhere within them, treasure chests or something of some nature that contain the elytra and so on. So it's going to be an extensive adventure. Always a little bit iffy about doing stuff in the end, because the whole place is just a series of floating islands that happen to be floating over absolutely nothing. And that's a challenge, especially when going in you can't fly. Even if you gain the ability to fly while you're there, you don't get it until you find the thing that lets it happen. But yeah, so finally getting the moving on going, and just the process of doing that, having decided that, okay, it's time to quit messing around and get about the business of finishing what you needed to have done and get it going. There was some things I wanted to have done before I moved the version on, and for a long time frankly, I've just been kind of putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and it's time to stop putting it off and start moving it on, because otherwise I will be stuck way behind and missing out on some things that I have found quite cool, some things that I come to enjoy, like the rocket-powered flight with elytras. You know, I've been doing a fair amount of flying lately on Hermitcraft, not nearly as much as several others. I mean, it seems to me it would probably take quite a while for me to get to join the 5K club. And I'd have to do like 10 times as much flying as I've done in order to get that. And I don't know how long it would take to do that. You'd have to do an enormous amount of flying to get that. It's my flying score, and I think it's registering it in kilometers. I don't know. I think it's that basically they've got it. It's been set up so that when you hit the list players, that what it does is it shows a number next to your name, and that number is the distance flown. And I believe, whoops, didn't need to go that high. I believe that distance flown is, well, internally Minecraft calculates it in centimeters for some strange reason. And then it would be converted to kilometers for the display. And and my score in that particular regard is somewhere, I think, a little bit north of 550. But there are a number of folks on there that, like Iskul and False Symmetry, and at least 2 others, I think, that have exceeded 5,000 on the distance flown. And that's quite a lot of flying. Whoa. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What else is going on? Well, whoa. Another very cool one. Although I'm not going to change my mind. The second one is going to be the thumbnail. That's going to be hard to top. And it's time to get out a boat. Oh, great. Come on. There we go. Don't put it down where you get stuck in a block. Oh boy. I had to turn my headset down. I love the music, but it was drowning myself out to me. I couldn't actually hear myself speaking. That's no good, because that, for one thing, is going to have me speaking louder than I need to be. Let's go around this instead of slamming into it, because it's kind of looking like it's starting to shape up into an island. There we go. Okay, making some good time here. And onward, yeah. I just had an idea for a possible use for TNT when it comes to hidey hole time. I have to keep that in mind. Let's put that there so that I know what time it is, or approximately the time of day. We're approaching midday, so there's still plenty of time. All right. Let's see. Well, still been watching a lot of old Minecraft videos, the still on the Coast Quest series. I'm up into about 164 and really been busy with a lot of that. a lot of nostalgia, good old times when things were simpler in a lot of ways. It's not that stuff put into Minecraft since then has been bad, although I had my doubts about the terrain generation in 1.8 when the gigantic mega oceans started to appear. Oh, you quit doing that. Don't point anywhere near the boat when trying to place a torch, because if you right click on the on the boat, you're going to find yourself back in the thing. Oh boy. This is going to be busy, it looks like. Okay, it looks like there's a way through here. Good. Perfect. I wouldn't want to be here right after dawn, but it looks great for now. Enough shade there, the place would be just teeming with skeletons and such, all wanting to prove how boss they are with their archery. Oh, come on. I just want a place to get over this thing. There we go. And it looks like over is going to include at least a little bit of around, which I think I can get to from there. There we go. Much better. Well, on the subject of the live stream of F3ness, to return to that for a moment, I'm starting to think in terms of when is good to do it. Because it's a foregone conclusion, of course, that it's going to happen. The part that is not quite foregone is when. You know, what's a good time of day? What's a good day of the week? You know, that sort of thing. Left to myself, I would probably choose something like a Saturday afternoon for a good time to start. Or maybe even a weekday afternoon. Something, I don't know exactly. You know, I want, obviously, for things to be at a good time for as many people as possible. And it's also a good idea if it's at a time of day when I typically usually have better response from my internet, you know, so that the thing will actually be at better than 2 frames per second or something like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. If you have thoughts or suggestions about that, I will be more than happy to see them. And I'm thinking there should be at least a little bit of advance notice. You know, plan this thing at least, say, a week in advance, just so that there can be time for folks to know that it's going to happen, and therefore perhaps might have more folks watching said live stream. That would be nice. Let's see. I don't know, that's about all that comes to mind right off the get-go. As for duration, I have made the mistake in the past of specifying, okay, we're going to go for X number of hours, or we're going to do this or do that. I even once tried to do a 24-hour live stream, and it just wasn't going to happen. I was so wiped out after that, it took me 3 days to recover. Definitely not doing that again, at least not anytime soon. I missed the jump opportunity. And what do we have here? I'm just curious here. Is there a spawner beneath this interestingly collapsed sand? I see cobble, so yes. Oh crap. It's turning night. I am going to put a torch here, and I'm going to put some distance between me and that thing, because I have got to dig in. And alright. Let me know if you have any thoughts about live stream timing and such. I would appreciate the input and so on. I don't think I need to be digging this quite as tall as I am. Wonder why I'm doing that. Especially since I'm in a hurry to get inside before things get nasty outside. That's a little better. Close that. Now I can go ahead and dig this back another block. All right, there we go. Okay, and now let's see about 1 boat and 3 beds. That's part of what got me into trouble inventory-wise before, was I had too many boats at once while having a full load of beds. Okay, break this thing down. What do we get rid of? How about the extra dirt? There. All right. So that's pretty much it for today. Let me know if you have any thoughts about live streaming and such like and whatnot. And we'll be back next time to continue the journey to the FarLands. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.